The do nots of squats. 5 common mistakes that you should avoid at all costs. Let's get started, dudes. Mistake number 1. You see the local gym rat at your gym. He's at the squat rack. He's got his 2 fistfuls of chalk that he slams together in his hands and he's all ready to go. He's got this loaded up with about 3 or 4 plates. Steps back. Here we go, this is the big one. He goes down and he goes up. He goes down and he goes up. He lets out a big scream and he did it. That was tough. Now, what was wrong with that picture? Full range of motion. Wasn't going past parallel, wasn't taking that ass to the grass. Squats is an amazing exercise. It works over 250 muscles in the body. But in order to properly utilize those muscles, you have to use full range of motion in the squat. With squat, there's variations. There's front squat, sumo squat, shallow squat. They use different range of motions, but we are talking about the squat exercise itself, which uses past parallel, ass to the grass. Don't forget it, dudes, it's very important. Mistake number 2. You're ready for it, you're going down, down and up, down and up. You see what I'm doing there? I'm tracking my knees inward as I'm going down. Now that's something you definitely don't want to do. In fact, as you can see, I don't even have my bar loaded up with weight because there's a huge potential for injury when doing that, and I don't want to get injured. So here's what you want to do. You want to have your legs a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, toes slightly pointing out at a comfortable position, and as you go down, have your knees track in line with your toes. If you find that your knees are pointing inward, it might be due to weak gluteus medius and adductors. In order to strengthen those, what you want to do is as you go down and up, push your knees out as you go up as opposed to in, because as you push them out, there's really nowhere they can go. They stay in line with the toes. Whereas if you push them in, you're prone to injury. And it may be due to the fact that you're just lifting too much weight. Try a little bit less, keep your knees tracked out with your toes, and remember that proper form. Mistake number 3, lifting the heels and pressing through the toes. This is definitely another one you want to avoid, dudes, simply for the unnecessary amount of strain it puts on your knees. And another thing, you also have the potential to lose balance and fall forward, which is definitely not something you want to do. What you want to do, dudes, is press through the heels as you come up through the squat. What is going to happen is that when you press through the heels, such as this, as opposed to through the toes, is with the heels, is you're really going to activate the hamstrings, and that's going to help support the knee joint. The knees are a lot like the shoulders. They're a very fragile part of our body. They're used a lot, and you definitely don't want to injure them. So remember that, dudes. Press through those heels as you come up with the squat. A lot of the times you see people make this mistake is due to the fact that they're not utilizing their hips, which is very important. What they do is they just go down and then they go up. Now you see what happened there? I was lifting my heels as I performed that action. What you want to do is imagine that you're sitting in a chair. So bring those hips back and down, and in doing so, you're going to put pressure on those heels, and you're going to have your knees track in line with your toes as opposed to the other way, just going down and up, where you'll be lifting your toes, bringing those knees over your toes, and potentially injuring yourself. So remember, you're sitting in a chair. Bring the hips back and down, and then back up, pressure on the heels, you're good to go. Common mistake number 4. You get into position and you begin to squat. There we go. Rep 1, rep 2. Do you just see them doing there, dudes? That is not good. It's called a rounding of the back. What you want to do when performing the squat is you want to keep your chest up and your back straight, such as this. Down and up. And keeping your back straight is helped by keeping your chest up. If you keep your chest down, such as this, I'm kind of slouching, when I go down, there we go. There's that rounding in the back, which can also lead to a major injury. So mistake number 4, which you don't want to make, is that rounding of the back. Remember, chest up, back straight. Mistake number 5, and this one goes right along with mistake number 4, which was the rounding of the back. This one is going to be bar placement. So I'm ready to do a squat. I unrack it. There we go. It's on my neck. I bring it down, that weight is pushing me forward, rounding my back, gonna lead to injury, and that is never a good thing. What you wanna do is you wanna have the bar and keep it at your mid-trap area, such as this. More like this, less like this. What you wanna do is imagine a straight line. Now, if the bar is up on my neck like this, that straight line is going through to the edge of my toes. So when I'm bringing it down, it's tracking in line with the front of the toes, pushing me forward, rounding the back, leading to injury. Whereas if you bring it back under your mid-trap, such as this, that imaginary line is going straight through your body. So when you bring it down, you're going in line with the bar, hips back, proper form such as that. So with mistake number 5, it's that bar placement. Keep it on the traps as opposed to the neck. So there you go, dudes and girls. 5 common mistakes that you definitely want to avoid for squats. Like I said in the beginning, squats is one of the most amazing exercises you can perform. Highly recommend you keep it in your workout regimen, and also to avoid those common mistakes. So happy lifting, dudes. Suggest some other videos, common mistakes that we should cover, and stay buff.